Welcome back to the channel, NBA Family. If you're new here, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe, because this story is bigger than most people realize. Listen to this over the weekend. Charles Barkley stirred up a massive debate after saying LeBron James has spent far too long chasing the shadow of Michael Jordan. He argued that LeBron needs to let go of that obsession because at some point, enough is enough. Hold up, because Rich Paul definitely caught those comments. And let's be honest, this camp hears everything the second it's said. Before long, he jumped onto ESPN. Whether it was Zoom, FaceTime, or something else doesn't even matter, and fired back. He insisted that LeBron isn't chasing anyone's legacy, saying they don't care about outside opinions or all the noise. But here's the thing, that response came directly after Barkley's remarks, making it impossible to ignore what it was really about. Then, on First Take, the panel decided to spend time breaking down this entire back and forth, focusing on Rich Paul's claim that LeBron isn't out there ring chasing. And man, you won't believe this, because several people on that panel seriously tried to convince viewers that chasing Jordan has never been LeBron's mission, even though that's been one of the biggest conversations surrounding his career for years. Maybe it was just a Monday. Maybe Kendrick Perkins skipped his morning coffee. Or maybe he simply woke up tired of the usual routine. Whatever the reason, he refused to play along with the familiar ESPN narrative that fans have seen time and time again. Instead, he put LeBron and Rich Paul's comments under the spotlight on live television and flat out challenged the idea that there wasn't a championship pursuit behind all of this. And I couldn't help but think, finally, Kendrick Perkins said what so many people have been saying all along.
I think when you have a player like him, he unlocks something on one of all 30 teams. No roster, no organization is guaranteed to win a championship, but you do want to be competitive. You do want to have an opportunity come late April and early May to compete at a high level and give yourself the best chance of winning. He's not chasing the ring. You hear these things like, why do we have to chase? He got 4. There's nothing to chase. He's not chasing the ghosts or anything like that.
Perk and Vince back with us. Perk, what's your reaction to what Rich Paul had to say?
He lying to me. And LeBron is chasing the ring. And it's okay. It's okay. Listen, he's trying to see what is the best fit for as one. He could get his farewell tour and end his career the right way, but he also want a chance to compete to try to win another championship, and that's okay. I think it's a lot of teams, and I think he's doing the right thing by being patient and seeing what these teams are going to do, what kind of moves are they going to make sure that he's picking and making the right decision. But I don't believe that. Rich Paul can say what he wants. I love Rich Paul. He's a good friend of mine, but at the end of the day, if we're going to speak facts over feelings, there's nowhere in hell we can sit on here on national television and say that LeBron James is not trying to compete or go get another championship before he retires.
Vince, what do you think?
I kind of believe him just because it's so difficult to win a championship. I think we kind of take for granted that this is not easy. This is not an easy process. And the fact that LeBron is 42 years old, no one's opinion of LeBron is going to change whether he wins another championship or not. So whether he's chasing a ghost, I think he's always trying to perpetually put things in his favor in the argument in him versus Michael Jordan. I think everybody's got their mind made up one way or the other. I don't think that's going to change. But if you look at what Rich said, and I'm going to take him at his word and say that LeBron wants to compete and not play for a guaranteed championship. If he wanted to play for a guaranteed championship, he'd go play for the Knicks, he'd go play for the Spurs, he'd go play for the Thunder. Those are not 3 teams that we have heard in the LeBron sweepstakes. So even if playing meaningful basketball and going out gracefully means being in a competitive or reasonably competitive second-round series. I think there's a few teams that he could play for where even if they're not the favorite to get to the conference finals or the favorite to get to the NBA finals, he can still play a meaningful role on a few good teams and make them better at the margins.
Yeah, I think we have to define what the idea of ring chasing is. I think in the last few years, when we talk about ring chasing, think about a guy who just goes to an already made championship team, coasts, and wins a title, and it doesn't really add to their legacy and whoever kind of conversation that we have. LeBron is not doing that. LeBron, like Vinny said, LeBron ain't going to OKC because that would be true ring chasing. He's not coming to New York. That's true ring chasing. He's going where he can make a difference on a team and hopefully get them over the hump to the finals or to a championship. LeBron James, what his goal is, and him and Rich Paul's goal is to find a team that can, be competitive, but he can make meaningful impact to get them over whatever hump is ailing them. Whether it's a veteran presence, whether it's a wing player, whether it's somebody to handle the ball, they're going to be a team that needs LeBron James. That's where he's trying to go. That's not sort of the true definition of just coasting to a ring. He's never going to do that.
Okay, well, if that's the case, then why he just don't sign with the Cavs? Why he just don't sign with the Cavs? That's the missing piece. If he's not weighing his options and he's not ring chasing, then just go back home to Cleveland. They just went to the conference finals. They need a leader in the locker room. They need a guy that's going to be able to control the emotions, be able to be the floor general what LeBron James could bring and bring some type of structure to their organization and to their offense because Kenny Atkinson and James Harden and Donovan Mitchell didn't. So y'all keep saying that he's not ring chasing, but yet he still hasn't signed with a team. So if he's trying to go make a difference, the Cleveland Cavaliers are sitting there waiting on him. He could go make a difference right there. But he's probably waiting on them to make a move to put them in the best position to go win the championship. Am I right or am I wrong?
So there you have it. What has become obvious to me is that when I first started paying attention to the sports media world, I used to think landing a job at a major network like ESPN would be the ultimate goal. But the more I watch, the more it feels like some personalities are expected to ignore common sense and repeat talking points they know don't add up. I'm serious, it's almost like everyone is expected to stick to the same script, no matter how unbelievable it sounds. They say things that clearly don't pass the eye test, yet because everyone in the studio echoes the same message, they're hoping viewers will accept it as fact. Hold up, are people really supposed to believe that LeBron carefully choosing teams has nothing to do with putting himself in the strongest position to compete for another championship? That's why Kendrick Perkins stood out, basically saying, "Come on, it's Monday morning. We're not about to start the week pretending reality doesn't exist." He simply called it the way he saw it, instead of dressing it up. And man, watching Vince and the other panelists twist themselves into every possible argument just to deny what everyone was watching felt incredibly awkward. From my perspective, that's the part that left the biggest impression. Listen to this, because this is what people mean when they talk about playing the game. For plenty of television personalities, going along with the popular narrative is part of the job, if it means staying on the biggest stage and earning huge paychecks year after year. That's the system some people choose to work within. But others eventually decide they'd rather be honest than simply repeat what everyone else is saying. I understand that everyone wants success, and every person has a different level of ambition. Even so, there's a point where protecting your credibility matters more than saying something just because it sounds good on television. Then you hear comments like Brian Windhorst saying LeBron James has 4 Hall of Fame careers. 4. Hold up, that kind of praise is exactly why many fans feel ESPN is losing credibility whenever the conversation shifts to LeBron, because the pattern has become so easy to recognize. And that's what made Kendrick Perkins' stance stand out on this day. He refused to follow the crowd and instead said what he genuinely believed.